Hello fams, how's everyone doing? Now let's understand ionic bonding. What happens when atoms don't want to share? They transfer electrons instead of sharing the electrons. Now remember, in the last video I told you sharing the electrons is covalent bonding. Now the atoms are going to transfer electrons to each other instead. One atom gives and one takes. Now that's how ionic bonding is formed. Now an ionic bond forms when electrons are transferred. Now very interestingly, let's say we have two atoms A and B. Now A transfers electrons and B accepts those electrons, and there is a bond formed, an attraction, an electrostatic force of attraction. Now because electrons are negatively charged, by donating the electron, A becomes positively charged. Remember, whenever you lose your negativity, you become positive. So A becomes a positive ion. So the atom A now has transferred an electron, has gained one positive charge, so it has become A1+. Whereas the same electron donated by A is being accepted by B. Now remember, whenever you pick up a negative habit, you get a bit of a negative energy, and that's why B becomes the negative ion and both form a bond. So therefore, A positive plus B negative is forming an ionic compound AB. Now simple rules. First half of the ionic compound, so if I have AB, the first half is always a metal and it is a positive ion. The second half is always a non-metal and it is always a negative ion. So let's look at certain examples. Let's take sodium chloride. If I have to split this, the first half is metal, so which is the sodium. So therefore it is going to be Na+. And the second half is going to be the chlorine, which is the non-metal, which is Cl-. Now, such ionic compounds, what are their properties? They have high melting and boiling points, they're often soluble in water, and they conduct electricity when they are molten or in dissolved state. That's it for now. See you in the next